2 weeks to Election Day. Elon Local News is your election headquarters.
The alumni have come and gone. Find out how the Phoenix fared this homecoming weekend.
We're in Mosley right now, where a chicken sandwich and the company that sells it is stirring up controversy.
We have all the updates on SGA and Chick-fil-A. I'm Steve Roth.
And I'm Katie Meredy. Elon Local News starts right now.
Thanks for joining us.
The student government is at it again, talking about the Chick-fil-A legislation.
They voted 35-11 before fall break in favor of a bill that takes a stance against the fast food chain on our campus.
An action by the executive president will start the debate back up. Jason Puckett is live at the SGA office in Mosley with more.
That's right, Steve and Katie. Darien vetoed the bill in its entirety, meaning the bill will now have to go back before the Senate Tuesday night for a revote. Now, keep in mind, more than 70% of the senators already voted to pass the bill, and they'll only need a two-thirds majority to pass it again.
Please know that I am not taking a particular stance on the merits of any of the arguments pro or con that were expressed during the consideration of Senate Bill 12-10.9.
On Tuesday, Elon's SGA will meet to discuss a bill for the second time. The bill requests the removal of Chick-fil-A from campus. It was passed less than 2 weeks ago after hours of debate, and now there might be many more hours ahead.
I want to announce today that I am exercising my constitutional right to veto Senate Bill 12-10.9.
The response to the veto has been varied. Many people respect Flowers for taking this stance. One example was posted to ELN's Facebook. It says Flowers has guts for making this decision and that at least one person is relieved by the veto. Others disagree.
I mean, of course, I'm extremely disappointed. I can't say I'm not surprised.
Senior Lauren Clapp wrote the legislation last year. She says the decision to remove Chick-fil-A is higher up than the SGA.
You know, ultimately, this was never a decision for Darien or SGA to make. It was always in the hands of the administration, and it still is up to the administration to decide whether or not they want to expand Chick-fil-A and put it in the new Lakeside Dining Hall.
Elon's administration set up a committee to figure out the future of Chick-fil-A on campus. And for now, Flowers wants it to be known the decision was not based on personal goals.
And so whatever my aspirations personally, professionally, may be beyond this office are irrelevant at the time. That is, you know, this is the decision that I am making for in my opinion, what's the best for the university.
Now, the SGA will rediscuss the legislation tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. in Oaks 212. I've been told that the floor will be open for limited discussion, and the SGA has invited everyone to attend. Live outside of the SGA offices, Jason Puckett, Elon Local News.
Thanks, Jason. Before SGA discusses the legislation for a second time, some Facebook users are calling for Elon students to celebrate a Chick-fil-A Appreciation Day. The Facebook event tells students to eat at the fast food chain in Mosley to show how much they want the restaurant to stay.
On the other side of the issue, there's a boycott Chick-fil-A group also on Facebook. The event takes place tomorrow and encourages Elon students to not eat from the Chick-fil-A in Octagon. After eating something other than a fried chicken sandwich, event attendees are asked to go to the SGA meeting.
News of the SGA's first vote made its way out of the Elon bubble and into the national spotlight. Fox News posted this article about Elon's Chick-fil-A, and popular blogger Perez Hilton mentioned the university on his website. And the national coverage came with some unexpected phone calls. Nicole Chadwick joins us in the studio with more. Nicole?
That's right, Steve. I spoke with admissions to find out if those headlines might turn some students away.
What should have been a quiet morning at the admissions office over fall break turned into a phone frenzy.
It was not received well, and we began getting phone calls as early as first thing in the morning.
Greg Zeiser is the vice president of admissions, and he found that many people were upset by the headlines.
This hit a nerve. This clearly was something that, one, was miscommunicated by media outlets, and two, that it hit a nerve with people and they felt, compelled to email.
Zeiser also said that because of the bill, some families say they are no longer considering Elon. He wants to make sure people know the university is not taking this lightly.
The SGA president vetoed the bill to remove Chick-fil-A from Elon's campus, but there is a committee in place to determine if these sandwiches and fries should even be at Elon.
Connie Book is the co-chair of this Board of Trustees committee commissioned by the president. The committee will evaluate vendor policies at Elon and review community feedback on the issue.
I think it's healthy for an organization to pause and think about who you do business with, how you spend your dollars.
Though the Chick-fil-A in Mosley is still crowded, it may be replaced next year. Nicole Chadwick, Elon Local News.
Connie Book will sit down with co-chair Dr. William Herbert next week to discuss their plans. Katie?
Thanks, Nicole. Elon released a statement about Chick-fil-A on campus last week, so he sat down with Vice President of University Relations, Dan Anderson, to find out more. Our Addie Haney is live in the studio.
Thanks. There are still many questions about Chick-fil-A and its future here on campus. Here's what I found out from Dan Anderson. Some students expressed concern that Elon will shut down Chick-fil-A next semester because of the resolution passed by SGA. Anderson says that the current Chick-fil-A will remain on campus in its location in Mosley Center for now. However, no decision has been made yet about its future in the new Lakeside dining facility. Anderson also says that a decision will be made by a university committee based on a number of things, most important being sales. I asked if there was any increase or decrease in sales for Chick-fil-A, but Anderson said it was too soon to tell with only 2 months of records.
Our goal is to have a food vendor that people want to eat at, and so it's really important that we have a popular and successful vendor, whoever it is. So there are many choices, but it's too soon to say whether we'll even need to make those choices.
I reached out to Aramark to ask about the future of Chick-fil-A and possible replacements in the new dining hall, but they declined to comment. Anderson also told me that the committee will not only deal with Chick-fil-A, but will create a policy to decide how to deal with situations like this in the future.
What sort of rights does a vendor have to do business as it wants to, and then what should be our response, and how does that relate to a university? Are there some things that are inconsistent with the mission of the university or not?
Anderson says the committee will take as much time as needed to reach their decision, leaving Chick-fil-A's future in the hands of the university. For ELN, I'm Addie Haney. Back to you.
As the Elon community continues to talk about Chick-fil-A, both sides are weighing in on this issue. More than expected. Reporter Naima Abdullahi brings us the story.
The Chick-fil-A legislation has sparked conversations all around campus, and the author of the legislation, Senior Lauren Clapp, had no idea it would get so much attention.
We didn't think it was going to go like this, but it has become a really horrible symbol that I hope doesn't stay much longer.
Senior Nico Fraser says that he has received backlash for his view on wanting to keep Chick-fil-A on campus, and those who disagree with him have asked some tough questions.
If Chick-fil-A supported the KKK, would we still allow them to be on campus? I personally believe that is a little bit of a ridiculous comparison.
Senior Ben Pohl, a member of Spectrum, says that he's received backlash for supporting the removal of Chick-fil-A.
We've received some comments like, y'all should just go back in the closet and other things like that.
Sophomore Spencer Lindquist says it's not about the chicken.
People telling us how wrong and morally corrupt we were for putting chicken over the rights of people.
Lindquist believes that removing Chick-fil-A from campus violates his First Amendment rights. As a reaction to the vote, he's created an online petition asking Elon University to not remove Chick-fil-A. The dialogue about such a sensitive topic has been tough, but Clapp says that's a good thing.
I'm really happy that conversations like this are happening on campus.
Naima Abdullahi, Elon Local News.
Check our website after the show for more information. We'll post the link to the petition so you can read comments from both sides.
With homecoming this weekend, we decided to ask alumni their opinion. We wanted to know what they thought about the possibility of Chick-fil-A leaving Elon.
If you have a problem with what's going on, I mean, just don't eat there. But I wouldn't take it away from other people.
Elon should take the stance where we investigate all of our vendors to make sure that they all have ethical practices. So it shouldn't just revolve around Chick-fil-A, it should revolve around everyone and making decisions or using vendors that are ethical to all people.
Homecoming weekend also came with celebration and a concert. The concert was held Friday under the Oaks and featured rapper Chris Webby and pop-punk group We the Kings. Elon Sub and SGA presented the event. Headliner We the Kings has toured with artists such as Demi Lovato and Boys Like Girls and are famous for their songs Check Yes Juliet and Will Be a Dream. Lead singer Travis Clark hopes their music impacts fans in a positive way.
If our music and if our lifestyles, if the words that Charles writes find somebody in a dark place and just changes it around, then it was all worth it.
ELN's exclusive interview with We the Kings and Chris Webby continues tomorrow on a special broadcast of ELN on WSOE. Be sure to tune in to 89.3 FM tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Campus crime records must be available to the public, and that includes Elon. Our Joe Bruno was the first to obtain a copy of last year's statistics and joins us in the studio with more. Joe?
Okay, Steve, the question many of our viewers probably have on their mind right now is why? Why should we care about the 2011 crime stats? Well, these stats explain crime at Elon. These are the stats prospective students, or more importantly, their parents, could look at to decide whether or not the campus is safe. Here are the findings. The crime rate went up 10.3%. There were 78 total incidents reported from last year, up from 70% in 2010. Now, first, forcible sex offenses, there was 1 reported rape. That's down from 2 in 2010. 24 burglaries were reported. 18 of those were in campus dorms. There were 36 liquor law violations. Now, I am not talking about minor underage citations. This refers to providing alcohol to minors or illegally transporting alcohol. Last year, we were the first to bring you the news of the Joe Flynn drug bust. Well, this was one of 17 drug law violations. Tickets for possessing small amounts of marijuana are not included in this number. Now, we will have all the numbers posted on our website, and of course, the best way to stay up to date, Steve, with all the breaking news is on our Twitter at Elon Local News.
Yeah, but you probably picked out this whole weekend, didn't you?
This to Acorn's ordering system. Will it affect how fast you get your sandwich?
Halloween costume sales are up this year, but some top-selling costumes might have some extra meaning.
The football team faced off against a conference rival this homecoming weekend. We'll have a recap later in the show.
When students came back from fall break, they had a new way of ordering food in Acorn Coffee Shop. Our Alex Rose has the full story.
It's new to Acorn. It's not a new type of cookie or latte, it's a system of ordering at the university's coffee shop. Aramark added 2 kiosks. They figured letting 2 people order at the same time would speed up the process. Students aren't so sure it's the best idea.
It took me a few minutes definitely to order. The buttons weren't really clear, like how to get sides or like how to get a drink or something.
I just don't really understand it because it's kind of like, if it isn't broke, why fix it?
I miss the interaction of talking to people when I'm ordering my food. That's why I come here.
2 days after the addition, the kiosks were put out of order. Acorn employees thought the machines needed a few more options until they could replace the good old pen and paper.
I think it's a good idea, and in the end it'll end up working well, but until people get used to it, it's going to slow things down a lot.
But Acorn isn't the first dining spot to sport the technology. Boar's Head and Downstairs Nades has had them since last year. I decided to test them out.
At first sight, some students may be a little intimidated by these kiosk machines, but they're actually quite simple to operate. All you need is your Phoenix card.
Just select your payment method. Order your items, specify your toppings, select your sides, select your meal plan, and swipe your card. Then collect your receipt and enjoy. Your order will be ready for you at the counter. With the new dining hall opening up in the spring, these machines might make an appearance at more than just Acorn and Boar's Head. Alex Rose, Elon, Local News.
Aramark hopes to have the machines up and running by the end of the week.
Mitt Romney's oldest son was in Burlington last week campaigning for his dad. In an interview with Elon Local News, Tag Romney told us why the student vote is so important in this election.
Well, if I were a college student coming out right now, I'd be nervous and I want to make sure that the guy who I was electing was going to help get that economy back on track. And my dad's that guy. Obama won big with youth voters last time. I expect we'll eat into that margin pretty significantly this time around.
It's 2 weeks until Election Day, and the race to the White House is closer than ever. The latest CNN poll gives Governor Romney a 1-point lead over President Obama. Statistically, that's a tie, and according to Rasmussen reports, Romney leads in the critical swing state of Florida, but President Obama still holds slight leads in Ohio, Wisconsin, and Iowa. In North Carolina, Romney holds a 6-point lead. The candidates now have 2 debates under their belts after a town hall debate at Hofstra University. Things heated up as the candidates fielded questions from undecided voters. Gallup polls show 51% of viewers thought Obama won the debate, compared to 38% who said Romney won, a big improvement after the president's performance in the first debate.
And the candidates will meet again tonight for the final presidential debate. The two will meet at Lynn University in Florida to talk about foreign policy issues with moderator Bill Schaefer of CBS. ELN Local News is your election headquarters.
Every week and full coverage on election night starting at 7 p.m.
And this Thursday, we'll have a live broadcast starting at 6:15 of ELN's mock debate in Whitley.
ELN students will split into 4 teams: the Democrats, Republicans, Independents, and the international community.
We'll carry the debate in its entirety.
The candidates met in a different setting this weekend, one that involved dinner and even a few laughs. The Alfred E. Smith dinner gave the candidates a night off and a chance to take a stab at each other in a room full of celebrities. Let's take a look at some of the hopefuls' punchlines.
So what does election 2012 and Halloween have in common? I found the answer.
Decorations, costumes, and candy. The average American will spend $80 this Halloween. One big purchase for October 31st, costumes. And people are looking for something specific.
I think whichever thing fits my personality.
The top costume for young girls is a princess, and boys still want to save the world on Halloween as superheroes. For adults, they tend to go the scary route, like vampires and ghosts.
According to the National Retail Federation, the witch is still the most popular costume in the country.
And in an election year, political costumes are top sellers. Mitt Romney and Barack Obama masks are flying off the shelves, along with Big Bird, or for the more risky, Sexy Big Bird. Spirit Halloween stores, like the one in Burlington, say costume sales have more meaning than you think. The company's CEO, Steven Silverstein, said in a press release, "Our presidential index has proven to be a consistent and accurate prediction of the next president for nearly 2 decades. Past sales show Bill Clinton masks outsold Bob Dole by a landslide in 1996. George W. Bush barely beat Al Gore, but won big against John Kerry in sales the next time around. In 2008, President Obama outsold John McCain by 20%. Right now, Spirit says Obama masks are outselling Romney by about 30%. In about 2 weeks, we will find out if the masks are right. Katie Mergy, ELN Local News.
Burlington Spirit's store is located at the corner of Church Street and Huffman Mill.
We apologize for those technical difficulties. We now have video of the candidates' punchlines. ELN Local News, a local salon giving back. Find out what they're doing for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
The leaves might be turning orange and red, but this October, ELN is turning pink. In support of breast cancer awareness, Brendan McDavid has more.
Pink ribbons, pink shirts, and pink hair. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and ELN is giving back. One Burlington salon has made the cause its priority. iSalon manager Yvette Joyce has fundraised for years.
Well, this year we're doing chili. We're selling chili at the beginning of October. And Texas Roadhouse restaurant is our big supporter. So they're providing 100% of their chilies. And we sell them, and we raise money, and, you know, we donate 100%.
But it's not just chili. iSalon sells raffle tickets for a chance to win a flat-screen TV or a pink Coach purse. iSalon isn't the only one honoring breast cancer this month. Elon University students are also doing their part to bring awareness to the community. The Zeta Tau Alpha sorority works hard to raise money for Susan G. Komen, and their biggest event is almost here. Think Pink.
And it's sort of just like a big gathering. We sell the pink hair extensions, we all bake, there's a yogurt eating contest.
About 1 in 8 women in the U.S. are diagnosed with breast cancer. Sophomore Caitlin Stober has a personal connection to the disease and says it's not just about the money.
Cures are great, but until we get there, it's really, I think, important to try and prevent and, you know, be, I guess, educated about the subject.
Brenna McDavid, Elon Local News.
iSalon will host a bake sale on October 27th. All proceeds support breast cancer research.
Another pink is coming to Elon. It's the pink and orange of Dunkin' Donuts. Elon students have been driving to Greensboro for iced coffee and donuts for years. But now they just need to drive right down the street. The new store will open on South Church Street, just a short ride across Huffman Mill Road. Once we find out when the new store will open, we'll tweet from Elon Local News.
The men's soccer team continued their impressive season when they took on College of Charleston on Tuesday, but the Cougars weren't going to go down easily, and the women's volleyball team took on a couple of conference pros here at Alumni Gym. We'll have all the action after the break. A 2-4 start to the year is not what the football team had in mind this season. On Saturday, Elon hosted Western Carolina, so what better time to turn things around than on homecoming? Let's get you to the action. The boys were pumped up and ready to get at it. Best way to get out of a slump? Hit your tight end on a post route for 75 yards. Look at the big fella Chris Harris go as he burns the Catamounts defense for a big first quarter score. Quarterback Thomas Wilson likes throwing touchdowns, so he threw 5 of them on Saturday. And just 5 minutes later, Wilson's going to share the love and give the rock to Kier Brown, who takes it all the way for the score, putting Elon up by 21 early. It's not an Elon highlight if Aaron Millette isn't scoring, and look who's open down the seam. The senior receiver ended the day with 154 yards and 3 touchdowns. This just in, he's really good. The offense was clicking all day, and Elon would win 42-31. And the Elon's men's soccer team debuted at number 18 in the country in the first edition of the new NCAA RPI rankings. Since then, the team has gone 1-1, falling to College of Charleston in a wild one on Tuesday. Let's get to the game. Elon didn't start off so hot in this one, giving up first 2 half goals to the Cougars, first here to Luke Higgett, and then 10 minutes later off a free kick from an own goal. The nation's leading scorer would respond, though, as Chris Thomas nailed in 2 penalty kicks to up his goal total on the year to 19. The Cougars would break through to make it 3-2 on Connor Coons' shot off a rebound. With only a few minutes left, though, Matt Wesco had a chance to equalize, but an amazing save by Ches Hemzerk seals the deal. The Elon's women's volleyball team kicked off the weekend's tournament. The weather is cooler outside, the leaves are changing, November is approaching. It's almost basketball season, folks. I got to know some of the newest players walk-on style. Wes Brewer and Sam Hirschberger aren't your typical freshmen. Earlier this month, they had a tryout for the men's basketball team and made it, making them Elon's newest additions to the squad. While making the team is a great success, nothing short of hard work is going to keep them there.
It doesn't matter how good of a shooter, or rebounder, or passer you are, there's no guarantees when trying to walk on.
Nothing's guaranteed. Yeah. You're not going to be guaranteed to travel with us every game. You're not going to be guaranteed to dress. You've got to earn that.
Jack Wooden was a walk-on at UNC during his playing days and knows what it takes to make the cut year after year.
You add the basketball team, it's like a job. It's an everyday commitment, and it's 4 or 5 hours, a day.
It's definitely different. Through the first month, I kind of got into a routine. So that routine's kind of changed now, but I'm just trying to feel it out.
Sam and Wes have done well, though. After 2 weeks of being on the team, the transition of being a student athlete is becoming easier.
It's different. It's a little different, yeah. I mean, just trying to manage time, cutting out the naps for practice time in the afternoons.
On Sunday, the men's and women's basketball team hosted the annual Maroon and Gold game. The two walk-ons saw some playing time and got a chance to meet some fans. Sunday was fun, but Sam and West know the work won't stop. While being a student athlete is a challenge, these kids know they have what it takes.
I've been doing it through high school, so you've been used to it over the years, so you just find a way.
Jamie Daffner, ELN Local News. ELN tennis player Cameron Silverman upset the nation's preseason top-ranked player Henry Kunha on Sunday in the ITA Carolina Regional Tournament. Silverman faced the 6th-ranked Esmond Heath-Olsen of UNC in the finals this afternoon. Silverman lost in 2 sets, 6-2 and 7-5. Now, I feel like before the season we had an Aaron Millette NFL watch, and he got off to a slow start, but he's really turned on his last few weeks, scoring tons of touchdowns, 6 in his last 2 games. He's really turning around here.
I think he had 230-something yards against Appalachian State a couple weeks ago, 3 touchdowns. So he's still on the everybody's looking at him. Is basically what I'm trying to say.
I think the scouts still like him.
I might be stuttering with my words, but the scouts are definitely taking a look at Aaron Millette. All right, that's all we have for this ELN Local News. For all the news that matters to you, check out our website, elonlocalnews.com.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
From all of us here at ELN Local News, have a great week, Elon.